I'm Jeremy Vaughn Clark, and welcome to the Rise Point Podcast, where potential meets presence. I'm a speaker, author, and coach, and I help people go from invisible to undeniable and rise to the point that the world can't afford to overlook. Because I believe we all have a rise point. The moment where hiding is no longer an option, and rising is the only way forward. And this podcast is all about finding your rise point. And today I want to talk about leading with presence and what that means. Your presence, that's the way you walk, the way you talk, what you show to the world, how you move around, what people see. That's your presence, your abilities, your talents, and people seeing those things is your presence. And most of us, the problem is we don't lead with presence because we are actually having internal conversations about the abilities and great things that we are able to do in this world with ourselves. So we know our strengths, we know our abilities, we know what we can offer others, and we get frustrated when others don't see that. And the problem is we're not showing that. We're just having these internal conversations like, I know I can do this, I know I can do that. I've demonstrated time and time again that I have these abilities and these skills, and I know I'll be great for that. And I know I'll be useful for this and this and that and this and that. And the problem is, these are all internal conversations. These internal conversations and being overlooked while you're having them lead to frustration. It leads to doubt. And because you're frustrated and you're starting to doubt yourself, you start to pivot and question your ideas. And because you're questioning your ideas and the way that you're moving, you start to actually move away from your purpose. And that's an issue. Moving away from your purpose because of external validation that you're not showing to the world is all on you. When I realized this, I was doing so many different things that people didn't even know about. I was doing graphic design, I was writing books, I was speaking, and I felt like, why aren't people noticing what I'm doing? Why can't people see the greatness that I see within myself? And when I realized it's because I'm not speaking up and I'm not showing them, that's when everything changed. Now you may be thinking to yourself, I'm an introvert, or it's uncomfortable for me to put myself out there. That's okay. That is okay. The good news is you only need to show it. You don't need to be loud about it. Being loud and having presence aren't one and the same. You can be loud and wrong, but you can have presence and lead. So you have to shift your mindset on, am I actually showing up to the world the way I'm supposed to? Or am I only showing up for myself and wondering why people aren't seeing that? So when you lead with presence, that's all about showing and demonstrating to the world what you have to offer. This could look a couple of different ways depending on which area of your life you're in. If you're in the office, that could look like speaking up in a meeting or sending an email to suggest a new idea that wasn't presented in the meeting that you didn't get to speak at. If it's with your family, leading with presence looks like demonstrating how to be the human being that you want to be, depending on what that is, because not everybody has the same aspirations and the type of human being they want to be as far as leading a family, right? So if you want to be the fun person in your family, then you have to lead with presence and be fun and start suggesting ideas that are fun. If you want to be the stern, organized, and disciplined leader, in order to lead with that kind of presence, you have to show what it looks like to be disciplined. Are you following through on the things that you tell your family that you're going to do? Are you structured? Are you following your own words? In a relationship, if you want to lead with presence, that can look like being assertive and making plans for your spouse and yourself and showing them how much you really care about them with what you are doing. And then once you get out there, then you can start explaining your abilities and your talents and what you can bring to the table based on what you're already showing. So leading with presence, ladies and gentlemen, is all about putting yourself out there. It's a time to stop hiding and a time to start rising. When you rise, anyone in your world can see you. And when I say your world, I'm talking about the people in the room. I'm not talking about millions and millions of people around the world. I'm talking about the stakeholders within your life. That could be the decision makers, that can be the teams that you lead, that could be your spouse looking at you, that could be your kids, whoever that is. Those are the people that you need to show and lead with presence. Okay, if you guys like this episode, tune in, subscribe, share with your friends. Whoever needs to rise, this podcast is for them. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Go ahead and visit my website, jeremyvaughnclark.com, or go to my Instagram or TikTok at Jeremy Vaughn Clark, and you'll be able to dive into more ways to be more undeniable. It was great seeing you, and I'll see you on the next show.